Well, it's currently the 19th fall. 19th, goddamn. Yeah. Um, June 19th, 2024. Man, time just keeps ticking. Um, alright. So, I don't know what to talk about. I guess, I don't know. Okay. Death. Yeah, here's the thing, dude. Like, death, like, is so, like, desensitized. It's just weird. It's hard for me to, like, I don't know, make friends. Like, I'm antisocial, but the reason being is because, like, of the whole, like, death thing, you know? Like, I kind of have this solipsistic, like, point of view, and it has to do with death. Like, I think I'm in a simulation, and there's a lot of reasons why I think that. There's a lot of reasons why I believe that, and the only way to escape the simulation is by killing yourself, obviously. Um, but yeah, I remember. Okay, like, okay, here's a memory I have. I remember, like, when I was like probably like 10, around there, around that age. I was with my parents or whatever. We went to North Carolina. That's where my aunt lives, Western North Carolina, where it's mountainous and whatnot. And we went to there was like this long ass trail you had to hike, and you finally get up there, and then at the end, I remember there was this animatronic dude. He's like, "Hi there, you." He was talking like that, and we were joking. My granddad, we were joking like, "Oh, that's what we're gonna turn you." My mom and her sister were like, "Oh, that's what we're gonna do to you. After you die, we're gonna make you into that." And everyone's laughing. It's funny. We should think about how barbaric it is, like, doing that to somebody. I mean, I don't know. It's weird, bro. It's weird. Like taxidermy. It's a weird. You don't really think about what taxidermy is, but like, I can be taxidermied. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, dude, I see my dad's dead body. It's so weird, dude. It's just weird. Cause like you feel like, oh, you know, it's where animals. You know, we get used to people how they look. You know, that's what makes us. We see people how they look, and that's like we associate their looks with them. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, and but yeah, taxidermy's just weird. Like, if you have a pet and you want to taxidermy him, you want to stuff its dead body that's fixing to, like, decompose. I don't know. Death is weird. I never really thought about it. It's just weird because it's like your body decomposes. We're all of us, our bodies decompose. It's like all these women, they're like, "Oh, L'Oreal Paris. Oh, my makeup. Oh, my makeup. My bitch, your fucking face is gonna decompose relatively soon." And you're here like, "Oh, oh, my makeup. Oh, yeah." Like, you're gonna decompose, bitch. And like, I never really thought about that. I never really thought. Another weird thing is playing Cyberpunk. When in the game, this dude dies, and you have to, like, do this. We have to basically put his body in a car and drive it off a cliff, and it explodes. I'm like, yeah, cool. But like, it just, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to be in a car like that. Like, have my body like be disfigured and whatnot. But it's like, it's so weird. It's so weird. And here's the thing. I love biology. It it's the truth. Like, I remember, like, when I was like 14, being in the cafeteria, just kind of like sitting down, like, or like I was 15, I think, and I just remember looking, I'm like, wow, this is existence. Existence. It's all a struggle for survival. It's all a struggle. It kind of it is a slow thing that I slowly understand more and more. Um, like to be true or whatever. But like biology, we are all you have energy, and by animals like us, animals, we are essentially the most effective at using the energy for survival or whatever. Evolution, like people don't really like, oh, I believe in evolution, like, and or like, God, the worst are the Christians who say like, oh yeah, God created evolution. I'm like, God damn it, you're such an idiot. Like, you have no idea what evolution is if you say, oh, God created evolution. These people are just ignorant, and they should not have any power. Like, no, evolution is just, it's whatever works. Um, it's like Trump. He just talks a bunch of shit, and whatever sticks, he'll go with, and he'll double down on that. That's how it is. It's whatever, you know, DNA, whichever DNA happens to be the best at, having babies, and that DNA is going to be prevalent and outproduce all the others. And that's where all animals are the same species. I'll use mammals. All mammals are the same species. Um, it's just the transitions between them all, between like a horse and a dolphin, the transitions between those just don't exist anymore. They're extinct. Um, but you look at the dolphin people. They're all. I mean, there's so many different types of like dolphins, whales. You know what I'm talking about. Porpoises. You know, those people, the marine mammal people. And then you have monkeys. There's so many types of monkeys. And then you got like horses. So many different types of horses. And then wow, yeah, that makes sense. And what, did God create all these individual species, or are they just all one species that happen to branch off? I mean, it's obviously the latter, but what was the rub? Why did I bring that up? I don't even know. Oh yeah, well, but we are just the most efficient at using energy. Um, and yeah, energy. Sugar, dude. Sugar is weird. Like, I never really understood calories and all that. Like, I never really understood. Oh, God, biology is fascinating, man, because it really is just everything. I'm a biologist. I'm a macrobiologist. Macrobiology is the study of like the greater picture of biology, or of existence, of history. Why did I drink water? I don't know, but this hydrates my cells. Which the order it goes: atom, molecule, um, organelle, a cell, which make up organ tissue, I think, or yeah, which make up organs, which make up organ systems, which make up organisms, I think, which make up, I don't know, fucking this shit. Anyways, biology's, I love it, dude. It's interesting, and it's like that. There's one movie I remember. Well, there's really two movies that kind of correlate to our situation. And that is The City of Ember and Maze Runner. Those two movies are very, very metaphoric, or very comparable to our predicament. And Maze Runner, because it's these dudes, they're in this little enclave area, this little this little rectangle surrounded by a maze with monsters and whatnot. They don't know how they got there. They're able to speak languages. They're able to communicate, but they have no memory. And they don't know where they are or how they got there. City of Ember is and they don't in Maze Runner they're scientists. It's apocalyptic, I think, but there are scientists there that are orchestrating the whole like thing. City of Ember, on the other hand, it's apocalyptic, like post-apocalypse, but it's like vault tech. It's vault tech, like build a city underground because nuclear war is about to happen and shit. And these scientists, they want to preserve society, everything, all the suffering that has been done in the past. They want to make sure it wasn't for nothing, so they build this city underground. And you have people, they know, the people there, like, they know why they're there. They know all the circumstances. But they've been there for like 200 years, and they just live and die, and it's like whatever. You have this. I don't want to talk about the plot, but they're both comparable to our circumstances. Because we're on Earth, and space is the unknown. And yeah, it's weird. I don't know space. I don't want to talk about space. I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah. It's like our bodies, dude. It's just weird. Like our bodies are decaying, death, decay, death. It's like Thomas Jefferson, for example. He's currently a eunuch. He currently has no testicles. That's just a fact. Well, he's dead. Well, yeah. He's also a eunuch. And it's just weird. I don't know. It's just weird, bro. You know what I'm talking about. People watching this know what I'm talking about. Maybe not be able to explain it, but it's weird. Another weird thing was that Titan submersible thing that happened where like thing imploded. It's just the implications of that are so strange. It's like, oh, it's okay. They didn't feel pain. They died quickly. And it's like, well, the unofficial mainstream take is like, oh, they went to heaven, bro. What happened to their minds? I mean, you can't just ignore when someone dies. Just like for me, when someone dies, I'm like, whatever. I'm just meh. I don't think about them because I have a holistic mindset. But like, no, what happened to their minds? What happened to their minds when these people die? It was just the bodies were like, they just got fucked like a meat grinder, dude. That's what it was. It was a meat grinder. It was just like a fucking take a whole person like me. I am the product of evolution. At one point, my distant ancestors were goo, but over time, consecutive, whatever worked, and I came about. And then you could just put someone like in the meat grinder, just completely, whatever. Do that to them. And like, okay, so I'm at 13 minutes right now. Another dude, like, children, bro, like it's just weird. It's just weird. Like it's normal, Oh, everyone's supposed to have children. Think about it. Everyone who exists, sex. Everyone has sex. Everyone. Parents being parent. Everyone. That's not like for selective people. It's for everyone. And but I never really thought about it really until recently, like how barbaric it is to have kids, and you're essentially forcing people to exist, to be in the same situation as you are, and for selfish reasons. I mean, there's so many orphans in the world, just neglect them. Oh, I want limited government. Okay, well, what's going to happen to the orphans? You need government. Otherwise, I mean, orphans. There has to be someone to take care of the orphans. And that's us as a collective. We take care of the orphans. God, I hate fucking, like, the whole, like, it's funny, like, Ronald Reagan and, everyone, like, worships Ronald Reagan. I remember when I was a kid, like, I was like, oh, Reagan's based. I love Reagan. I worshipped him. Not because of my I was a free thinker, just because people around me did the same thing. I was like, oh, okay, Reagan must be based. I didn't really do my research. I really didn't know shit. I just kind of recited whatever I was told by my elders. And like, no, Reagan was shit, dude. Like you have Lincoln and Reagan, and like, oh, they're both Republicans. They're both on the same team. No, Lincoln was a leftist. He would be considered a, like, progressive. And the difference is conservatives want tax cuts, whereas progressives want taxes. The American Revolution was not a revolution against paying taxes. It was a revolution against the monarchy. It was against taxation without representation, not against taxes. And that's a very, like the Tea Party people, they're like, oh, we're the revolution, we have our fucking dumb tricorn hats, we're like, oh yeah, let's have less government. I'm like, dude, you're missing the whole point. The revolution was not about less government. I mean, look, see, you have the based, hell, you can't see it. Fuck, am I gonna fuck that? But you have like base. I mean, because Reagan, he is on the side of Grover Cleveland, whereas Lincoln is on the side of Teddy Roosevelt. I mean, every U.S. president can fit in either Reagan's category, Reagan's side of the spectrum, or Lincoln's side of the spectrum. Anyways, the reason I bring that up is, like, I remember I was always being taught, like, oh, limited government's good, limited government's good. No, it's not. You need strong government. Otherwise, there's no orphanages. Otherwise, there's no roads. There's no, like, it should be healthcare. Healthcare should be free. And, like, cutting taxes for the rich, how does that benefit anyone? The idea of cutting taxes for the rich is, oh, they'll invest it in jobs or whatever. No, they don't. That's such bullshit. It's just, all they do is just, dude, like, corporations don't raise wages because they want to. They do so because they have to, either because of unions or whatever. But their goal is basically survival, and they can only survive by being greedy. And that's what drives inflation, is greed. It's just capitalism. Capitalism drives inflation. You need government to exist, to combat that mindset of primitive, whatever. But Reagan was a dumbass. People who worship Reagan are dumbasses. What's funny is Reagan's own vice president, who was not a fan of Reagan, Reagan's vice president, George H.W. Bush, was not a fan of Reaganomics. Reaganomics is just radical conservatism. But Reagan's vice president voted against Trump, yet Trump's out here like, oh, Reagan, yeah. He's like, oh, I love Reagan, let me suck his dick, his own vice president votes against him. And the reason Bush Sr. voted for Hillary Clinton is because his son got absolutely destroyed in the president debates. It's like, I just hate the idea of voting for someone not because of their policies, but because of genetic, like, if my son ran for president, but I disagreed with him, I'd vote for the other person. I'm not gonna vote for you just because you're my son, that's not George H.W. Bush's mindset. He's gonna vote for his son, regardless. It's just dumb, bro. I'm glad they're like, alright, this is kind of damn, it's 12:28, fuck, it's late. Oh. This might be controversial, but like, if your dad was a president, you should not be allowed to be president. I don't care if that's like, oh, it's not fair. No, I don't give a fuck, because Bush would not have been president if his dad were not president. Same with John Quincy Adams. He would not have been president had his dad not been president. They were put in these positions of power because they just happened to be born into it. That's what the revolution was against. It was against the idea of like whatever. Okay, so this has aspartame. This has aspartame. What's interesting about aspartame? It's 0 calories. But aspartame, the reason it's considered 0 calories is because our bodies can't digest it, and we can't use it for energy. Like energy. Like, where do we store energy at? In our butts, in our like this area, our stomach, and women do it like they store it here and on their arms, I think. I don't know. But that's where we store energy. So, when you drink this, it expands your energy, your fuel tanks essentially. Like your butt is essentially a fuel tank for energy. That's what it is. You know, it's funny, but it's true. That's where the fuel's stored, and you use it when you move. But yeah, we can't digest aspartame. Sugar. It's kind of weird. Hamas, like the reason, like Israel, you know, they blockade the Gaza Strip and they don't allow sugar to go into Gaza Strip. Why? Because sugar's used for rockets. It's just it's in that same energy to fire a rocket. It's the same energy that you know, calories. It's interesting. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna end this video. I'm at 21:52.